doing today? Vonderput here. Today I am going to be prepping 3 11 by 14 Artist Loft wood panels, wood art panels. If you can see that. For a triptych of one of these. Only it will be even more beautiful because it's really going to have sand and shells on it, real size shells instead of mini shells. So I will bring you down here and get started as soon as I tell you the colors. The top color is going to be Liquitex Basics, and it is, if I can see, ultramarine blue. Then turquoise blue, also Liquitex Basics, and cerulean blue hue, also Liquitex Basics. The sandy area is going to be Artist Loft Old Gold. I'm out of the Liquitex Gold, otherwise I'd be using it. And those are the colors. I simply have some water. And this is not distilled water, it's well water, so it's really good water. And a huge paintbrush. And that's it. That's all we need to get ready. So I'm going to bring you down and show you what we have. I need to separate my boards here just a little bit while I'm painting this part. Okay, I'm going to go around and bring you down so you can see. So I have 3 of these boards, and they're just 1/8 of an inch thick. They're nice wood on both sides. And as you know, wood breathes, so once we put this paint on, it will not breathe anymore. So I'm going to just scoot them together a little bit so you can see all 3. And since how this is going to be a triptych, I'm going it to all kind of match. So I'm going to start with the dark, and I'm just going to put some up here on each wood panel, a little more on that side, and then the next, which I'm about out of, until I use this turquoise blue a lot. Oh no, give me enough. Hi, thank you, honey. We're on camera. Want to say hi? You'd have to bend down. Hi, that's my granddaughter, Kenley. Thank you, honey.
Welcome.
She was returning paintbrushes that she borrowed in case I need them for this. Okay, well, that should be hopefully enough of that color, which I now have all over my hands. That's okay, I have a washcloth for that because I didn't put my gloves on yet. So I don't usually do that until I get done with this, putting my paint on. Got that. We'll do the lighter blue. And it's okay if it kind of splatters when you put it on because you're going to blend this all together anyway. Okay, about out of that color too, and it's all over my hands again. Oh my gosh, I'm so crazy today, I guess. Kinda. Let me see if I can make that camera angle any better. Okay, me and my teddy bear shirt here. It's a pajama zone today. I'd love for it to be Kathleen Osborne's Cause Creations No Bra Zone, but that would be a little vulgar, so for me at this point. So okay, my big brush. We've got the paint on. I'm going to move this here so you can see water. I have a wash water, which is fuller, a rinse water in case I need it, and paper towels to dry it off on. Because this doesn't take much water, I'm just going to get my brush wet, and then I'm going to pat dry it. And I'm going to start on this side, and I'm just going to start moving this blue around up here all the way across. Just pick up a little tiny bit more water. Bring it all across there again. And then I'm just going to rinse that out somewhat, not totally, but just get some of the blue out, dry it off. Oop, there goes some water. Somewhat, and then go down into the next color and bring it across. And we can just blend the two together this way. And as you see, I'm just graduating down into the next color. Squeeze it down a little bit, get some more of that color out. I'm going to go all the way up into the dark blue and bring some of that down if I can. If not, I'll add some. And you can see how it's just blending those colors. And put a little more dark blue on there. Got some light blue on the side of my brush there. I may as well use that up. I'm going to put my brush in my thing there for a moment. And do just a little more dark blue at the top. Okay. I'm spilling water everywhere. It's okay, I have everything covered up, so it won't hurt anything. Get some of that water out and just get that dark over the little more on the top, and then we'll bring it down and blend it in some more. Okay, that looks pretty good. I kind of like that. I think I'd like a little more of this light blue. And we'll just bring that down here, kind of over the turquoise a little bit, because I want more beach bottom there than that, so I'll have to go over that. Okay, and our water is done. I'm going to wash this brush out good in this water and dry it off a little bit, and then put it in the clean water. Get me some more paper towels. I'm just going to fold them in thirds. I'm going to sop up all the water that the pad didn't sop up there. And put my new paper towel there to dry this brush off on. I'm gonna dry some of it off on a dry old cloth here, see if I can get some of the paint out of it. Okay, I'm going to get some clean water and another glass here. Grab a glass. Whoops, I dropped the whole box. And my little container of water that I have on hand. I'll have it right up here next to the dirty water. Okay, now we're going to put our gold on. Okay, while that's still damp, I'm going to just blend that in there. And go straight across off the edge with that side. And blend that straight across with that gold. Okay, I'm going to lift these up and pull them apart now. I'm going to just do that gold along the bottom and the sides. Okay, now I'm going to put a little more gold on. I'm going to do each one individually because I don't want it to blend quite so much with each painting. I just want to get it out here, just the gold as much as I can. Do some movement in it. Okay. Okay, I'm going to let those dry. See if I can lay some more of that gold paint down there. It's on that brush, and I just messed up what I wanted to do. A little more over here. Okay, there we go. I'll hold one up for you to see. Okay, and this is what one of them should look like when you're finished. It's the beach. Colors graduating down into it. Now we're just going to let that dry. And I will be back. Okay, we're back. Some of the gold isn't quite as dry as I'd like it. So, and I did change shirts. I put a painting shirt on. So it's just 20 minutes later. So I'm going to use my little heat wand, and dry this paint just a little bit more. I'm sorry, I'm so quiet. I'm concentrating. Okay, so this is taking me longer than it usually does. I don't know, I just didn't get that sand on there thick like it usually stays on pretty good. Anyways, okay, that's good. Now we'll continue with the shells. Let's see where we want to put this one at. Just going to kind of, whoops, make a little pile of these here. So I think I'm going to put this one over here with that side up against there. I think this is easier with my fingers. We got these shells in Florida when we lived there. So they are real Florida shells. I've got a basket of bigger ones on my front porch for little kids when they come in. Little kids love seashells, so they always get to pick one out before they leave. Oops, nothing came off. I should have used super glue along with these for quick setting of this so they'd stay in place. I always forget that little trick until the last minute. It just holds things in place so that while they're drying, you have lots of strength on them to keep them up and dry. And I have a little piece of coral, dead coral that was washed up on the beach. I did not go down and get it. And I think I'll put it right here. There. Okay, so that's kind of how they're going to look. I guess it's right in the right spot, did I? So I just have shells and sand along this part here. These two are still not dry. So I will do those and fast forward through them so you don't have to suffer with my messes. Bye. Good afternoon and welcome to the great big old state of Texas. Vonda Putt here. How y'all doing? I hit the wrong button when I was finishing the Tryptic, doing the rest of the paint and the shells. So I wanted you to see what my underpainting looks like. This is the right side. And when I'm done doing this, I'm just showing you how I'm going to tape this for the resin. So I don't know if many of you do this, but usually I tape the bottom of my painting. And I didn't do that on this, which is fine because it's wood and I didn't get much paint on it. So I can just take a little sandpaper or my Dremel tool and sand it off and seal it. But I'm going to do a little dam around this so when I put my resin on, it doesn't run over the sides so I don't lose a lot of resin. And if I can find my end again, I will show you how I've been doing that. Okay, where did you go? We'll go this way, and then we'll go this way. This is the easy way to find the end of your tape when you've dropped it and forgotten where it's at. And you can't see it because it all blends in. Aha! Found it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull a piece of tape the length of this board. I'm going to go over the corner about just a tiny bit, if you can see that. And then I'm going to just leave part of it on the top, over the top, and the bottom I'm just going to push that down. Then I'm going to turn it. I'm going to just continue to do the same thing. Just leave about 1/4 of an inch over the top, and then the bottom. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to flatten my bottom piece out, make a corner, flatten it out so the bottom's covered, no silicone. No resin can drip through. Doing the same thing here, just eyeballing it, because I'm not going to have that much resin in it, but I want to make sure that I'm going to have enough in it that, but I don't want it to go over the side, because the sides are already painted. Well, except for the bottom, and it's going to be brown. So that little corner piece, I want to go back over it, and there's some shells sticking out, so you just want to press down really hard on the wood part, okay? Then you're going to cut your tape. You're going to fold an end so it's easy to find next time, and you're going to fold the end under here and then go ahead and attach it to the side and fold it down and, oops, go along it and fold it down in the back. So this is what the back looks like. See, it's got a seal all the way around it, and your sides are sealed, and you have a dam for pouring your resin. Now, I've been waiting for my resin. It did come in yesterday. However, I'm still waiting for my respirator. So it still might be tomorrow before I get to pour these. But these are some waves that I just painted in. My husband thought this was the sky and this was the water, which is fine, whichever way you want to look at it. So then I'm going to just line it up next to the other pieces so I can keep them in order. And I will bring you down and show you. I'm just going to go around and make sure that the top tape is up away from the, it's not laying over like this one little piece here is. Make sure they're not laying over on the front, and just pull them back a little bit so that you have that dam all the way around. Okay, now I'm going to bring you down and show you what they look like all together. They're all on cups, so they're up off the table, but nothing's going to spill over because I've run my fingers around these really good to make sure there's a good seal on the wood. The wood's easier to seal in than canvas is, And I just make sure that it's not touching any of the shells. Well, it actually can go under that one because it's really hanging over. But, because I'm going to try to put a coat of resin over the shells. I'm going to put a coat of resin over the shells and the whole thing, just a very thin coat, just to make everything set up. And then I'm going to leave it for about an hour. I'm going to pour just this part down to here and put my white in here and make the waves. I'm going to let that set for about an hour, and then I'm going to come back in and I'm going to pour this part up here and then put my white in to make the waves. So this is going to actually feel 3D and not only just look 3D. So it's going to be a really cool effect when I'm done with it. So I'm going to leave you again, and when my respirator gets here, oh, y'all be talking like this. I hope you can understand me. I'm going to sound like a Mickey Mouse. Oh, maybe not. But anyway, when my respirator gets here, I will continue and bring you back. Take care of yourself until then. Be good to yourself and kind to everyone else. Love y'all. Bye. Good morning and welcome to the great big old state of Texas. Bonded Putt here. How y'all doing? I'm here to reveal a few things that I've received. First thing is I got my resin. This is Casting Craft Culture Cast, and this is a casting resin. That's part A. This is part B. Again, Culture Cast, casting resin, part B. These are a 1-to-1 ratio, and these were referred to me by, I believe it's Heather from, you think of the name of her channel, Crazy Artsy Woman, I believe is what her channel is called. Anyway, thank you. I'm going to try it out. And a couple other things I got is this and this, black and white, and I'm so excited to try these products. This is called Unicorn Spit. Woohoo! Yes, Unicorn Spit. My husband about died when he saw this. It's like, really? You spent $40 on Unicorn Spit? What are you going to use Unicorn Spit for? Well, it's a paint and a stain, and it says Unicorn Spit, gel stain, concentrated. Okay, it's water-based, fast drying. Let's see if it says anything else on here. Good for wood, glass, fabric, stone, ceramic. Okay. I'm not using this today, but I am having a project come up that I'm just using Unicorn Spit in. I'm so excited! Yay! Okay. I also have this, which I'm going to wear while I'm doing this, only because I opened them and I can't smell them. I got my respirator, but it didn't fit and it fell apart, so I'm sending that back. I'm going to wear this when I'm heating the resin, which I'm going to do with, let me move things out of the way here and reach with my little heat gun here, because it's going to be quite thin resin today. And I'm going to be working on my Tryptic, which I know y'all thought I was just going to paint all this. Or did I tell you already that I'm using resin? So I am going to do the first layer of resin on this with my Casting Craft. I'm so excited about this new resin. I do need to find something smaller to put some in. I will do that later on. Today I'm just going to be mixing small amounts at a time just to test it out. So I'll probably do, let me see, 40 mil in here at a time. So, or 50 mil, I mean, in here at a time. No, I'll probably do, let's see, 30, wait, these mil things are hard for me to read. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 is the highest amount. So I will do 20 and 20. So that will give me 40 mils. And in my little glass beaker here, and I'm going to use my Lily Veffy little spatula. Hi, Adriana, to stir this with. And we're going to see how we go. I am going to turn my other light on. I hope it's not too bright, but I do need a little extra light for my eyes. And hopefully that's not too bright. I'll put it maybe a little lower so I can use it, and when I have the camera down you'll be able to see better. Okay, let me go around and bring you down just a minute. Oh, that's much better. Okay, so I'm going to start with the right side. This is a triptych. There's 3 pieces to this. These panels are, let me measure them because I don't remember now. They are, let me find the numbers here. They are 11 by, I believe they're 11 by 14. Yes, 11 by 14s. So I have 3 of them, so it's 33 inches by 14. So I have pre-painted my background of my ocean, and my sand, and I've also put real sand on here with Mod Podge. This is what I used to mix in with my sand and then put it on, and that way it dries clear and you can really see the sand down here. It is painted up here. And then I also used the Mod Podge and glued all my little shells on and that kind of stuff. So it's all glued down. So my first thing is I'm going to pour some, let me get this light over here so you can see better. Pour some resin over my shells and let it run for, I'm just going to do all 3 of them so that I can make sure they all have a nice shiny cover of resin on them. So I don't need that. I don't need my spit, my unicorn spit. I'm so excited about that. I'm going to put my little mask on. So hopefully you can still hear me. Hopefully, yeah, oh, that's not bad. Okay. And I am going to pour part A. Let's see, this is part A. In until it comes up to the 20. A little bit more. Okay. Let me get my little book because I'm trying to write down everything I put into each project. So I just got me one of these little composition books, and I'm going to write down everything I put into each of my projects. Let me get my wet wipe and wipe that rim so that doesn't stick. And just so that I have an idea of what I spent. So I'm going to, this also has my recipes in it, so I'll take those out for now and put them on that shelf down there and turn to projects. Okay. Let me grab my ink pen. I know I have something here to write with. There it is. And this is my 14 by 11 Tryptic Seashore. And today is July. What is the date today? I want to say the 10th. 2020. And using Culture Cast. Now this is a way, if you all want to sell your products, that you know how much you're going to use. And my first pour, I'm using 40 grams, 40 mil. Okay. So I have my part A in there. I'm now going to pour my part B in there, which is the hardener. Now the hardener does have a little bit of odor to it, but the part A did not. So this is just going to go up to 40 mil. And that comes out a lot faster. Okay, 40 mil. I'm going to throw that wrapping down there. Get my wet wipe, wipe that rim of that so my lids don't stick. And set that aside and get a drink of my coffee because I didn't do that when I was here earlier. It's quite early here in Texas. Putting my gloves on. I have band-aids on my fingers because I have several hangnails, and I also have, I sliced my pinky finger doing dishes last night. I did not know there was a really sharp knife in the sink, so I cut it across the nail bed, just above the nail bed. So it's really sore today, and thankfully it's on my left hand and not my right hand. Okay, and I'm going to grab my phone, and let's see, how long does this say to mix? It says part A, part B, mix for 3 minutes. Total of 5. Okay, 5 minutes, and then I have about 40 minutes, 45 minutes of work time. Okay, so I'm not worried too much about the work time. I am going to set a timer. Siri, set a timer for 5 minutes. So I am just slowly going to stir my resin. And while I'm doing this, I will talk to you all about some things I have coming up. I am going to be working on my Vonda Putt Creations site, which you know is my website or my Facebook site for my creations. I do have some paintings on there right now for sale that are on sale. You just have to read in the title if they're on sale or not. And then I'm going to be opening a Twitter account. I will have a Twitter page. I will have I don't know all these names of things. anyway, I'm opening several more different accounts. So if you aren't just on Facebook, I will also have a link to my art on those other accounts. Also, I'm working on my logo. So I will be putting a logo on all of my art. All my resin art, it will be on the bottom and it will be resined over so that it won't come off. And on my paintings, it will be on the canvas in the back. Anyway, my newer ones, the ones that I'm working on now, are all signed on the back and stamped with my name and the date. So I'll be doing that. Also, I'm going to be doing a lot of resin art, a lot of resin paintings. This is getting clear very quickly, but I can still tell it's thick. I can still see lines, but they're clear now instead of more of a white line. Okay, so I'm going to be resining over a lot of my favorite paintings. When I get those done, I will be photographing them and redoing my pages. So I might even shut those pages down for access during the time I'm doing that. I'm not sure yet. And I'm also going to be opening my own website. And I'm also going to be putting everything that I'm doing on Etsy. So you'll have several places you can buy things. Of course, if you see something in a video that you like, you can always just email me at Vonda Putt Creations. Give me the number of the video and which piece I did, and I will email you right back and let you know if it's still for sale or if it's sold. I will let you know all that information. So that's kind of what's going on with me. So I haven't had any videos this week, this last week, because I've been waiting for all my product to come in, my resin. I ran out, and so I needed to get resin. And then also, as you know, I'm disabled, so I have to work at my own pace. So I've had a few days of really bad pain, so I haven't been able to do a lot for the last week. But the week before, I did put up 5 videos, and maybe that's why I wore myself out, which is very easy for me to do. So I'm gonna fill this. This resin might be a little cool, so I'm going to turn my heat gun on low. And it's on a little stand, so if you don't hear me for a couple of minutes, I will try to talk over this. And I'm going to just point it at my little glass beaker and turn it on to just kind of warm that resin up a little bit, because I'm turning the beaker around in circles as I'm doing that, just to thin it out, help with the bubbles. This is supposed to be a pretty good low bubble resin. I've seen the products that Crazy Artsy Woman has done with these, and I believe her first name's Heather. I don't remember now. Okay, that got quite warm, so I'm just stirring still. It still looks a little thickish. And that is 5 minutes, so it is nice and clear. Okay, stop. And I'll show you how clear it looks. You can see my spatula in there. Okay, and I am just going to start right here. And if you'll see, I've got a little dam of tape around here. So I'm just going to pour this on over these shells. I'm going to do it over the tallest ones first, and hopefully it'll run down over the rest of them. And go back and go over them again. covered those really well, and I'm just making sure it went along the back side of them because some of them are really close to this tape. Whoops, I made it go over. I'm making a mess there. I'm making my own messes here. Just making sure it goes into the corner and making sure the shells are got an edge around them, which they all do. Okay, so now I'm just going to spread this out evenly over the rest of my piece here. There should be enough resin here to cover the whole thing, just a thin cover. Okay, I'm going to use my hands, which I do a lot doing resin, just to bring that piece, that resin up and over the rest of the piece. I'm going to kind of hold on to this because I've got it up on some plastic cups and I've got a hair in there already. So I'll get that out. Don't want any hairs in our projects. Come on. Come on. Oh no, I think it's in the paint. Oh, there it moved. It's just really stuck down. Let's see if I can get it to move up enough that I can get a hold of it with the tweezers. Ah, I got it. Now I just got to make sure it's not still on my hand. Okay. Okay, that trouble averted. Wipe off my tweezers on my baby wipe. I'm going to lift the corner at the end of this so that some more of that will run off of those shells so I can finish the coating here. Like I said, this is just a thin coat to cover everything, cover all the wood. Lift it a little more, get some more of that off of those, out from under those shells. And this is supposed to be a great self-leveling and hard cast for this process, so we'll see how we go. And now if you saw me do my other part like this, I do the waves in levels, so not only do you get the 3D effect of them, the waves with the white foam, but you can also feel it in the painting when I'm done. So I'm going to try to get some of this off of my gloves here. Grab another one. New box, so they don't come out very good. Let me wipe. Well, I don't need to wipe that off. I'm going to just mix resin with it again. Okay, so that's part one. I'll wipe this edge off here where I spilled so that tape doesn't get too sticky. That's number one. And I'm going to put some heat on it now and pop what little bit of bubbles I see. I'll be doing this throughout this process. Now I did try to fill all these shells with I tried to fill all the shells with the Mod Podge, and they've been sitting here for about a week, so that's a good thing. I'm going to move my phone over out of the way so I don't get it all sticky. And I'm going to pour my second 40 ml here. 20. Now that I have my gloves on, I can just wipe that. Like that. Wipe it like that. Put the lid back on. Push it out of the way. Bring my other one over. Take the lid off of it. And bring this up to 40 mil. Just like that. Wipe that off, put it back inside. My lid back on. And set my phone. Let me see if I have a clean finger here. But maybe I can press it down with this. Nope. Siri, set a timer for 5 minutes.
Okay, 5 minutes and counting.
Okay, so we're going to just repeat the process, and we're going to go through all 3 of these. And then I'm going to wait about, 2 hours. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to do the second layer, which will start. Well, we'll see how the shells look and see if I need to put another layer over them. But if I don't, then I will start my wave layers, and I'll make sure and record that so you can see. I know I missed out doing the shells and the rest of the painting, and I'm so sorry. I thought I was on record and I wasn't. So, let's see, what else have I been doing? I'm going to finish my old gray mare painting. That will be up for, I haven't decided if it's going to be for auction on my new website or if I'm going to just put it on my Etsy shop. If you haven't seen her, she's almost done. I just have just a little bit to do around her eyes and on her mane. She's a dapple gray with some brown in her mane, and I think she's quite beautiful. It's just a like a portrait type shot of a horse. So I'm going to try to get that done and do something with it. I've got lots of projects going. I think I have more irons in the fire than I have fire right now. But, you know, it is what it is. How us artists we get kind of flighty sometimes and go from one project to another. And, oh, I like this one better, so I think I'll finish it. And, oh, maybe I won't finish this one. And blah, 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 blah. And on it goes. So, we'll see how this all works out and comes together. I want to have everything done and up and running by the end of July. So, I've got to get on it and get busy. So, I've also got to figure out, can someone please tell me at the bottom of this how you add all the information on the scroll down page? Because I have not figured that out, and I would really like to know on the YouTube videos how you do that, because I've got lots of information I'm going to need to put down there, and I'm just not quite sure how to do it. So if someone would give me some information on that, oh, I would love you forever. Forever and ever. As you can see, this is really nice and clear. It's mixing very well. I really like the way that it's mixing a lot. It's very, looks like it's leveled out really good. It's very shiny. It's covering up all the glue. You can't see the glue spots where the shells were glued on, so they look like they're just washed up there. They'll be more looking like that when I get the waves in there on them. So I'm just really excited about getting this piece done and getting it up. And hopefully you all will like the results. I want to give a shout out to someone, Sue from Sue, oh, is it Madsen Art in Australia. Sue, I just love you. I have learned so much from you in the last 2 weeks. I've watched nearly all of your videos now. I will look up her name, and if someone tells me how to link things on this, you know, I can try to put the information on here. I will probably figure it out before then, but any information you can give me on Etsy or, well, Etsy I've used a little bit before, but on, what's the hashtag one? Oh, I'm so terrible at remembering things. Foggy brain today. Twitter. Any of the other little accounts. Oh, there we go. It's time to stop. Okay, and we can pour now. Also, one of the reasons I'm writing down how much I'm using on each layer is because now that I know 40 mil covers this, I'm going to be able to know not only for the next one I do, if I do another one, I'm going to try to keep each art piece individual so that no one gets a piece that looks like someone else's piece as far as my resin art goes. And you know, paintings, pouring paint like I also do, those are never turn out even if you try to make one like you previously made. So but it does give me how much I need to use for this size board if I want to make another art project with this size of board. This is an MDF board, by the way, from Michaels, and I get these in a package of 3 for $10.99, which makes it very pretty good. The only thing I have found is that with the smaller ones, they have warped just a little bit, and a couple of the bigger ones too I had warped, but I just spray the back with a little water and set something heavy on them, and in 24 to 48 hours they're back to normal. So that fixes that problem. Okay, now I'm just gonna, like I did in the other one, I'm gonna start spreading this as it runs off of those shells. And I also see a spot there underneath that shell that didn't get covered. I am sitting down today again because of my feet. I know people that know me already know that I have fibromyalgia, and I also have plantar fasciitis, an extreme case of that in the bottom of my feet. So some days I can't stand up to do art, so I have a bar stool chair in here, and it's adjustable so I can make it quite tall. And let me see, I'm going to tip this just a little bit to help that resin come down. So I also have degenerative disc disease and osteoarthritis and arthritis in my hands. So some days are challenging for me. Right now I need to stand up so I can reach that. bit of sand that didn't get stuck down that's floating around, which is fine. Okay, that looks pretty good. Looks like everything's covered.